Well, guys, thank you so much for turning to this brand new video. President Trump's visit to China is actually backfiring now. It's it's a global humiliation for President Trump. It's a world stage humiliation. First of all, look at this clip, guys.
Trump is easily the weakest president in American history, and it's not even close.
He wasn't weakened at the time of elections. He was so much popular at that time. But now I can't see Trump supporters on social media where they are. I want to see them. Where are Trump supporters? I can't see them. You can literally see my comment section as well. There are most of the people are those who don't like President Trump.
Demonstrates this every single day and is going above and beyond to show it on what was supposed to be the most important bilateral meeting of his second term. Today, arriving in China and arriving in a state of humiliation, not just because no one of any substance showed up to see him, but because he walked down the stairs weak as hell as his meeting, as this important summit is falling apart before his very eyes, being blown up as Donald Trump does everything he can to give China whatever they want, and he's getting nothing in return. I want to get into all of this and the implications for Donald Trump's war on Iran and the next decade of the American economy, but it does start with what Donald Trump was asked about China aiding Iran just a few days ago, and he completely gave up. This is Donald Trump's weakness before we get into the breaking news about his summit just being blown up and shut down.
I believe China's helping Iran right now. You're supposed to meet with President Xi in a couple of weeks. What's the latest there? What's your communication?
I don't think much. I think they may be helping, but I don't think much. I can tell you this, they could help a lot more. I'm not overly disappointed. We help people too when, they would say, no, well, what about China? What about Russia? What about this, that? Well, we also help people. We help Ukraine as an example. And we shouldn't have done it to the extent, and the war should have never started. Would have never started if I were president. And
then why President Trump is speaking against NATO, the European countries? He is literally speaking against them, and they are the allies of USA. But he isn't speaking against China. He is soft-spoken to China, and he is threatening the allies countries with tariff war. But what about China and Russia? I have listened to President Trump for several times. Before this second term as well, he used to say, President Xi is my friend, President of Russia is my friend. They both are my good friend. You will literally see in the latest speeches from President Trump in this visit. Remember my words.
It's a bloodbath over there. It's horrible. So many soldiers are being killed. It's incredible. It's just crazy, actually. But, you could make the case, well, we help Ukraine. And I don't mention that to too many people, but
we help Ukraine, China help Iran, and that's it. We don't have to criticize China. So this is Trump want to say. But he criticized Europe so much. He criticized NATO so much. He criticized UK so much. He criticized France, all the countries.
I mentioned it to you. So, no, I think China could have been much worse than they've been. So I don't consider them having been very bad.
Where is the toughness here? So we're in a war that Donald Trump claims is existential, because if it wasn't, why would we be in it? This is life or death, as Donald Trump says, because we have to stop Iran from getting a nuclear bomb that they didn't want before this war started. And China supporting them in this war is just, who cares? Okay. Really? And you might say to yourself, okay, well, maybe Donald Trump is just not trying to start anything with the Chinese before he arrives for his big summit. Maybe he just wants to be nice so that they'll reciprocate, that they'll be good to Trump. But what was his arrival? How did the tone start for this trip? Well, Ben Meiselas broke it down maybe better than anyone could have. Donald Trump not only looking weak getting off the plane, but the lack of dignitaries there to meet him set the tone before we get into the breaking news about how this isn't even really a meeting anymore.
You can see him holding on to the handle for dear life right here. I just find it so interesting that he would always mock former President Biden for this exact thing. And Donald Trump just looks so much worse, so weak, so frail, so pathetic looking.
He's doing all the same things that he used to mock Biden for. You know, Biden for being aged, Biden for being Sleepy Joe. Do you remember those words? Biden for being lazy. And now President Trump is doing same things and no media is talking about it. I don't know why.
No Xi Jinping, no top-level foreign minister there. Here's how state regime media, which calls itself Fox, tried to spin this. And then they admit, oh, it looks like Elon Musk is there. Who else is there? This is how state regime tried to spin it. Here, play this clip.
You know, the president comes in, I think that's Elon Musk right there, I do believe, just behind there. Yes, right in front of the ambassador, David Perdue.
So Fox News is President Trump's favorite news network. You know, I really enjoy the videos on Fox News
Try to pick out a
about
few
President
others.
Trump.
Yeah, Eric Trump and Laura Trump. We mentioned that a moment ago. So
tomorrow is the bilat, and then he is going to tour some important places. And then on Friday, before they leave, is the tea, and then there is the lunch. These are participants. These kids apparently include 10 American expatriate children that were selected by Chinese organizers to make the president feel warmness of home. You can see the beast is leaving.
Now, as former Ambassador Luis Marino explains, no Xi, no foreign minister, just bells and whistles and lower-ranking folks. As someone who has done more than a few POTUS visits abroad, that doesn't happen unless someone, Xi Jinping, is sending a message to Donald Trump.
So Donald Trump starts his trip humiliated, even before he got to China, completely giving up any leverage, the thing that he's obsessed with, by pushing back. And then Donald Trump arrives, gripping the rail, looking tired, probably because he stayed up the entire time on the plane, making insane Truth Social posts. And then no one is there to greet him. So that's the start of this trip for Donald Trump. But where did it go from there? Donald Trump was teeing this up as the most important meeting ever, and he's going to go make a big deal because deals are what we're about. Is that going to happen? Of course it isn't. We are now getting new reporting that the Trump-Xi summit has been downsized as expectations fall. The Trump-Xi meeting in Beijing is now expected to be a limited, low-impact summit focused on maintaining stability rather than major deals. Key topics include trade, Iran, and fentanyl, but analysts say the U.S. has little leverage and Beijing is offering no clear agenda or concessions. Instead of a grand bargain, the talks are likely to yield only modest steps like extending existing trade truces and maintaining limited sector cooperation. Experts say shifting geopolitical conditions have strengthened China's position, making meaningful breakthroughs unlikely. So Donald Trump just traveled to China to be met by nobody at his arrival and to get nothing done. That is what is coming from.
Yeah, President of China, he didn't came to welcome President of USA. United States, the superpower country, and it's a humiliation. I think it's a global humiliation for President Trump and for USA as well. Like, he's a president, he just went there, and the president of China might come to there to welcome President Trump, but he didn't came there. I don't know why, and this is so crazy. You know, it's a humiliation. What do you say? Is it a humiliation or is it not a humiliation? Let me know in the comment section, guys.
Essentially non-meeting at this point. It's not a meeting. Nothing's being discussed. There are going to be no breakthroughs. Not like if there were negotiations, Donald Trump would be able to get anything out of it. But just before we get into more analysis of what this means, think about this in the context of Donald Trump canceling recent talks with Iran and Pakistan. Donald Trump complained that he didn't want Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, who have nothing going on in their lives. Like, Jared Kushner is not in our government. Like, he just exists to grift during these negotiations so he can have a better position and leverage in his deals in the Middle East. And honestly, let's be real here, serve the Israeli government in these negotiations, because that's what Kushner cares about. But Donald Trump canceled the latest round of negotiations, one, because the Iranians didn't really want to negotiate, and two, because he complained that a 19-hour flight was too long, that it wasn't worth it to travel for negotiations that would fall apart. Donald Trump went out and said that. That was his post on Truth Social.
But Pakistan is very near to China. Pakistan is a neighbor of China. President of USA, Trump, can come here and talk to Iran and resolve the issue. People are suffering. People are facing inflation. People are paying more oil prices, higher oil prices, and everybody is hating President Trump. But he's saying, no, it's not worth it to travel 19 hours. But he's traveling to China and Pakistan, a place of where Iranian delegations and U.S. delegation just met before. The J.D. Vance and the other delegation of USA, they were in Islamabad, Pakistan, just to negotiate with Iran. But now Trump is saying it's not worth it to travel in Pakistan. I don't know why, but he's very near to Pakistan right now. He's in China, and China is very near from here. I'm just also covering this from Pakistan, Islamabad right now, and it's very near. Trump is very near to me, like he's in China, I'm in Pakistan. So that's why it's crazy why Trump is calling it a worthless 19 hours. Trump should resolve this issue as soon as possible.
The justification that it doesn't make sense to travel. Why would you travel? Why would you spend all this time? Nothing's going to happen. And then Donald Trump turns around, flies to Beijing for what? Nothing's going to happen. There's no big deal. There's no big breakthrough. There's no big investment. And this comes as Donald Trump is considering, and we talked about this a few days ago, allowing China to make a supposed $1 trillion investment in American manufacturing and investing in new manufacturing plants and making large investments in the American economy, which China would then have control over. And Republicans don't even like China to have influence over, like our markets by selling vehicles in the country. It's crazy that they would start with manufacturing plants, and it's why Laura Ingraham, as we pointed out, called it a stupid idea and that this is going against Donald Trump's advisors' wishes. But Donald Trump was probably hoping, as he always is with these summits, to come home and say, I secured $1 trillion. You know how Donald Trump did that in his last trip to the Middle East when he came back and said, oh, they're going to give us all this money because we made this deal and we got this trade deal and they're making these investments. And you know how Donald Trump always does that when he's with, Zuckerberg or with Bezos or with Bill Gates. He's like, oh, they're going to invest all this money in the American economy. Of course, it's not real. These aren't real investments. Nothing's happening. These are just made.
With this, he also says this, I'm the serious president. The Democrats, the Biden, they were not serious for this country. I have bring all these investments. And you will see after this visit to China, Trump will say in speeches like, I have bring a lot of money to USA. That's all we will get. But as Jack Ciattarella said, there are no going to be big deals and it's just a worthless visit.
Up numbers that Donald Trump likes to throw around, but probably that's what he was hoping would come of this trip. And now it's nothing. Donald Trump was never going to deliver actual results. And now he's just going to deliver nothing. He won't even have fake accomplishments to point to. So when I say he is the weakest president in history, this is what I mean. He cannot command respect. He cannot even command negotiations. This is what Donald Trump has gotten us. And the people around Trump always say, deals, deals, deals. He's going to make the deals. We're going to have the deals. Such great deals. Remember 90 deals in 90 days? That started in April of last year. Where are the deals? It's been more than 365 days.
Yeah, I remember that. 90 days, 90 deals. I clearly remember that. But it's been, more than 1 year now, 1.5 years, and there are no deals till now.
Absolutely nothing has come out of this. So this is once again Donald Trump humiliating himself on the world stage. And it is another reason why, if you're Iran, why are you opening the Strait of Hormuz? Why are you giving up any leverage to Donald Trump? Iran, according to new intelligence reporting, will be able to survive the next 6 months with the strait closed, while that will drive not only the American economy, but the world economy into recession, if not depression, ahead of a midterms that are going to be disastrous for Donald Trump. So if you're the Iranians and you have all the leverage over Donald Trump, and not just the American economy, but his whole political party, and certainly you're going to have Republicans breaking and wanting to put in place some war powers, and move forward with the War Powers Resolution to rein in Donald Trump, why would the Iranians, seeing the weakness of Donald Trump with China, their ally, why would they do anything? So this is just a global humiliation for Donald Trump that makes it more difficult for him to end his war on the terms that he wants because he's gotten zero political concessions. Truly think what Donald Trump has gotten out of this war. A war that's cost us hundreds of billions of dollars, injured countless Americans, killed 13 Americans, killed countless civilians, innocent civilians across the Middle East. What has it gotten us? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Can you tell me what you got from this war? Like, you are living in USA, and what benefits you are getting from this war? I just want to know what common people of USA are getting benefits from this war. First, from Trump tariff war with allies. Second, this rail war with Iran. What benefits you are getting? Everybody's complaining about higher gasoline prices. By the way, from which state you're watching this video? Please let me know in the comment section, and what benefits you are getting, and what is the condition of gasoline prices in your state. Let me know in the comment section, guys. And Trump went to China to bring investment, to bring money to USA. And as Jack Kocherella said, China is an ally of Iran, and it's a very serious, and President Trump is very soft-spoken to China. You can literally, you have seen in this video a clip, a call of President Trump on Fox News. I think that there was a Fox News clip. So he was talking, nobody cares whatever China did. So my main concern is, like, what benefits the common people of USA will get from this visit, from this war, from tariff war, and all the things. Initially, Trump said, I will get 90 deals in 90 days. It's my promise. And he was like, I will make America great again within days. But he failed. Now it's been 1.5 years and there are no 90 deals. Still, we have no 90 deals. But now he will say in the end of this visit, I have bring a lot of money. I have bring investment in USA. But for me, what was the humiliation? He just went there, and the president of China wasn't there to welcome President Trump. That's a main topic for me for today, and that's a main humiliation for President Trump. What do you say? What do you want to say? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I want to know about your opinion, because your opinion matters a lot, and I really gain a lot of knowledge from your comments. I'm a student of US politics, and you are the teacher. You have to teach me the correct politics of USA. I'll bring more important videos for you. Till then, please take care of yourself. Please take care of your health as well. It's really very important. And please consider subscribing. If you're new to this channel and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click on the subscribe button. It actually helps me a lot when you click on the red subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, please take care of yourself.